Let's talk about how your life can be completely, totally transformed. And no, I'm not talking about some crazy breakthrough or winning the lottery. I'm talking about the small, quiet, and, let's be honest, kind of boring things you do every single day.
2026 might sound like it's way off in the future, but the person you'll be then, well, that person is being built right now with every tiny decision you're making today. It's not about some far-off goal. It's all about what you choose to do today.
It's a super frustrating question, right? Have you ever set a huge goal, got all fired up about it, and then a year later, you look around and you're in the exact same spot? It's not because you lack talent or ambition. Nope, the real reason is actually way simpler than that.
And here it is. This is the big difference. See, most people are chasing motivation. That high-energy rocket fuel feeling. But here's the thing about rockets, they burn out. What actually creates real, lasting change is discipline. That slow, steady work of just laying one brick at a time, day after day.
This leads us right to the first major hurdle, what I call the repetition trap. It's our natural instinct to choose what feels exciting and new right now over what's actually going to build a better future. We just automatically pick that short-term comfort over long-term consistency. And this really says it all. I mean, think about it. How many times have you started some intense new routine only to completely burn out after like a week? That's not a personal failure. It's a system failure. Your system was built for intensity, not for consistency.
And hey, I really want you to stick around for this one. We're going to cover 10 really powerful habits. But that last one, it's the engine that makes all the others run. It's the one most people skip. And honestly, it's the key that unlocks everything.
Okay, so let's get into the solution. The power of boring. Yeah, I said it. We have to completely change how we think about that word. Because when it comes to building an incredible life, boring is your secret weapon. It's the foundation for literally everything you want to achieve.
This right here, this is the entire philosophy. Real change isn't built on one heroic all-out workout or one perfect day of eating. No way. It's forged by just showing up day after day in a small, totally sustainable way. That's what builds the momentum for a life you won't even recognize.
So let's redefine boring. It's not about being uninspired, it's about being reliable. See, when your habits are predictable, you stop wasting all that precious mental energy on tiny little decisions like, what should I eat or when should I work out? And then you can focus all that power on what really matters. Boring becomes the quiet architecture of your future.
All right, so let's get practical. This first set of habits is all about clearing out the noise. We live in a world that is just constantly screaming for your attention. And these habits create the mental space you need to actually think clearly and act with intention.
So let's break these down real quick. First, waking up at the same time. This isn't about the hustle culture. It's just biology. It sets your body's internal clock, which gives you way more stable energy. Next, a daily silent walk. Yep, no phone, no podcasts, which lets your brain sort through problems in the background. A weekly reflection is huge because it stops you from just living on autopilot. It lets you actually course correct. And finally, being ruthless about who gets your time and energy. That protects your most valuable asset, your focus.
Okay, next up, habits for daily action. So once you've got that mental clarity, it's time to build some real momentum with small, repeatable actions that, over time, add up to something massive.
Let's run through them. Planning your next day for just 5 minutes gives you direction. Eating the same simple meals cuts down on decision fatigue. Saving money before you spend it trains you in delayed gratification. Reading just 10 pages a day compounds your knowledge like crazy. And keeping those small promises to yourself, well, that one builds the most important thing you can have, self-trust.
Let's dig into that saving habit for a second. Most people have it completely backward. They spend their money first, and then they try to save whatever's left over. If you just flip that, save first, then spend what's left, you start building that muscle of delayed gratification. And trust me, this isn't just about money. It's a habit that literally buys you freedom.
And what about reading? 10 pages a day? I mean, that feels like nothing, right? Your brain doesn't even fight it. But that tiny, boring little action, it compounds into about 15 books a year. Just imagine the upgrade that gives your brain. How you think, how you speak, how you see the world, all from a habit that takes less than 15 minutes.
All right, here we are. We've made it to the final and most crucial habit. This is the one I told you about earlier, the one that acts like a catalyst for all the others. This is the true engine of discipline.
This quote just nails it. Real discipline isn't about some single heroic act. It's forged in hundreds of tiny little moments. Every single time you're faced with a choice between what's easy and what you know will actually make you better.
And here it is, the keystone habit. Every single day, do one thing you don't feel like doing. Make that tough phone call, finish that report you've been putting off, do the workout. This one daily action trains your brain to understand a fundamental truth. Your feelings don't get to run the show. You do.
So I want you to take a second and think about the person you want to be in 2026. Really picture them. That person is watching you right now. And you know what? They're hoping you don't give up on the quiet, boring work that's going to change everything for them. And the truth is, this whole journey, it's quiet. Nobody's going to clap for you when you take that silent walk or when you save that little bit of money. The validation doesn't come from other people. It comes in 2026 when your life itself is the proof. Your results will do all the talking. So it all just comes down to one small choice. Look back at all these habits and ask yourself this one last question. Which one will your future self thank you for starting today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because today is the only day your future self is really counting on.